Okay. We are live. Let's see if it works. So, okay, looks like it works pretty well. So let's do the announcement. Okay, everyone, we're now live for the free weekly outlook on For Traders YouTube channel. Okay, perfect. So this is done, and let's do as well a little announcement on Instagram. Let's do an announcement. So let's do it like this. We now live for the free weekly outlook on For Traders YouTube channel. Okay, super cool. Okay, nice. Join and ask all your questions. Perfect. And then let's copy paste the link. Okay, so this is the link of the live stream. By the way, people are coming. Someone said salut Alex. Wait, is it? Oh no, it's why my YouTube is translating the things. Why is it translated automatically? It's translated in French. Hey, hope you're doing well. Let me just do the link. Bam. Okay. Click here to watch. Okay, perfect. Where is my link? Where did my link go? My link disappeared. Let's do it again. Click here to watch. Okay, now it's here. Perfect, guys. Okay, perfect. So the story is posted. The story is now posted. Nice. Okay, so we started a little bit later today, guys. We started a little bit later, but it's fine. We're just gonna finish a little bit later as well, and that way more people will join. Okay, perfect. So guys, okay. Why is everyone... Why is my thing is translated in French? Like, it's so funny because my chat, it's translated automatically in French, and I don't understand why. Maybe it's like a new YouTube feature that your chat is translated in another language, but I don't want it to be translated in another language. So that's kind of weird, but okay. Someone said your YouTube links are in private. I think your weekly outlook are not available on YouTube. It should be available. Usually I put them public afterwards. So let me just confirm, but usually if you go on For Traders YouTube channel and then you go on lives, it's gonna be public. So yeah, every live is public. So if you don't find it, let me just show it to you where you can find out your live streams. By the way, all the live streams links are as well inside of my Discord. So right here you have the free resources, and you have the free weekly outlook exactly right here, and all the weekly outlooks are sent right here. You see every single day, every single week you have your weekly outlooks linked directly in the Discord. It's the free Discord, guys. So if you're not finding it on YouTube, it's there. But if you want to find it on YouTube, you just need to go, not in the videos, let me show it to you. So this is YouTube, you write for traders. If you click on the YouTube channel, if you go on videos, it's normal that it doesn't appear right here. So this won't appear right here. You need to go in the live stream right here. So you have videos, shorts, and lives. I think it's, I don't know how it's called in English. Mine is in French, I'm sorry. But you have the live section right here, and all the live streams are there. So if you don't find it, you need to go not in the videos but in the live streams. You see, so you have the one currently, the one from the previous week, and the other ones as well. So yeah, they're all there. Okay, so that's it, guys. So I hope everyone is doing well. Hello everyone. Hello. There's someone that is called Gaston. So hello. So let's start the live stream, guys. This is all the wins and losses from the previous week. The week that just ended, we just did the breakdown session in the community, and bro, there was so many trades. Like, this is all the trades that happened on the previous week. This is the P&L for the week. It was actually crazy. We had a lot of trades as well on major pairs that were actually forecasted. Guys, they were actually forecasted in the free weekly outlooks, okay? We had actually a lot. So yeah, we actually had a lot of trades on major pairs. So we had like Euro USD, AD USD, Euro like I said, Euro USD, USD CHF. You know, we had a lot of trades on major pairs, and the P&L for the previous week, I'm gonna show it to you guys, but it's a crazy P&L. Of course, you're not supposed to take all the trades. You're not supposed to take all the trades. There was a lot of trades as well on minor pairs that I'm not doing on live. I'm doing it in the community because it takes too much time, and it's not taking too much time, but it's just too much time for free, the weekly outlook. So we're doing it during the live streams instead. But yeah, basically this was the P&L for the previous week. We had trades that were forecasted, like we had USD CHF that was a little loss, but we had as well USD CHF that was a 1-to-10 risk-reward ratio according to the strategy that was forecasted in the weekly outlook from the previous week. We had AUD USD that was a little win, and then we had as well a little loss, so it's fine. It's still a 0.5% win. And we had as well, if I'm not mistaken, where is Euro USD? Right here, Euro USD for a 1-to-6 risk-reward ratio that was full risk and hit final take profit that was as well forecasted on the previous week. So yeah, guys, pretty nice gain for major pairs, and everything else was on minor pairs. So yeah, guys, let's start doing everything like we usually do. We're gonna go over everything that happened during the week. You know, we're gonna go on everything that happened during the week, and we're gonna forecast it for what's gonna happen next week. So let me just start the recording, and I have my chat on the left. So I have my chat on the left, guys. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask that. So guys, the P&L for the year, it really depends of the weeks. It really depends on everything. Usually, if you want to do your calculation, usually it's around 5% per month that is really realistic to achieve. Of course, you said that there was, oh my God, you saw that there was like an 18% gain, but it's impossible to catch all the trades. I just want you guys to understand that it's impossible to catch all the trades because you're not trading all sessions, and realistically you're supposed to catch at least half. You know, at least half of the trades is realistic, you know, but it depends of what's the session. But the thing about this strategy that is really, really, really powerful, what's really powerful with my strategy is that you can trade no matter what session that you want, okay? It's not restricted to, let's say, New York Open or London Open or whatever Open, you know, it's not restricted to a time window. So if, for example, you are living, I don't know, in Australia and someone else is living in Hawaii or whatever, you guys can both trade the strategy because you're not restricted by a session, you know, and that's why it's not possible, of course, to catch all the trades during all the sessions. But what's good is you can catch when you are available, you can catch the trades that are happening at that time, and then you can have as well good results with the strategy. So that's why the strategy is really, really powerful, guys. So yeah, 5%, so it's around like per year. Honestly, I'm not really looking at the PNL per year. I'm more looking at PNL from month to month, but 5% per month. So if you do it by 12, that would be 60. Okay, so guys, let's go now on Euro USD. Okay, so let's do a little breakdown to start with Euro USD. This will be a trade breakdown. According to my strategy with the POI that we forecasted. So guys, this POI was forecasted in the free weekly outlook that we're doing every single time on For Traders YouTube channel. Guys, every single weekend we're doing forecasts like we're doing exactly right now. And this exact trade was forecasted there. So let's see what happened and let's do it from A to Z. So as you can see right here, guys, we overall are bearish, so we're pushing to the downside, right? We're pushing to the downside. We're looking for sales. The last break of structure to the downside happened exactly right here. So we were having this high and we were having this low. Okay, so this is our range. Then we took from the high to the low our Fibonacci to identify all the valid POIs above the 0.5%. So let me delete this and let's do it right here. So we start on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, there was no valid POI, so we can go on the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, we found this exact 1 hour POI exactly right here. So of course, you're not going to be just entering this trade at this POI. That doesn't make sense. You need a confirmation, right? So when the POI got mitigated exactly right here, so price basically tapped into the POI, you need to go on the 15 minutes and you're going to wait for a 15-minute break to the downside / change of character. So this is the low we needed to break because this is the last break of structure to the upside, as you can see right here. And as you can see, the low got broken exactly right here. So straight away, you can identify your extreme POI to enter from it. So you're going to take your Fibonacci from the high to the low, and you're going to identify your extreme POI, so the highest POI in the range. Right here we have one on the 15-minute, but it's not the most extreme, looks like it, because we still have this wick that on the lower time frame can have another extreme POI. So let's go on the 5 minutes. Nothing on the 5 minutes, so let's go on the 1 minute. And on the 1 minute, exactly what we thought. As you can see right here, there is 1 minute POI that is even more extreme. So this is the highest POI in the range. Okay, so as this is the most extreme POI, it's really simple. Okay, we're just going to be placing your extreme entry right here. Stop loss will be 1 centimeter above the high. So you're adding a few extra pips exactly right here. Visually, it should be looking like 1 centimeter. And your take profit final for this trade will be at the hourly low right here. The hourly low is around 110 risk to ratio. It's crazy. Usually I can target even the POI right here for around a 1 to 6. It's just safer if you want to keep it until the hourly low. Actually, that will give you even a better risk to ratio. The thing is, you might reverse in between, so you want to like secure the profit among the way, like right here. It's already a really good risk to ratio, but technically, according to the strategy, you could have been even holding it for a longer period. So yeah, this was the trade, guys. According to the strategy, stop loss was above the high right here, and of course you're gonna add your extra pip to the entry in case price just comes close to the POI without actually mitigating it. Your stop loss above the high right here. So yeah, let's see what happens. This was a really textbook setup. Like, you know, it didn't even went in drawdown. Like, even if you placed your stop loss like this, it didn't even go in drawdown. But, you know, it is what it is. We actually always prefer having a bigger stop loss than a too tight stop loss, because if we have a liquidity sweep, you still want to stay in the trade. You don't want to get stopped out for no valid reason. Okay, guys? If your stop loss is too tight, yes, sometimes right here, you know, if your stop loss is too tight, yes, sometimes right here you will have some luck, right? So as you can see right here, this trade didn't even go in drawdown. You see, we tapped into the extreme POI. Let me delete this and let me place it back. So let me just recap again. So guys, if you have a really tight stop loss, for example, right here, you can have a really good risk to reward ratio and be lucky so your trade doesn't go in drawdown like it happened exactly right here. You see, this was the extreme POI and we just tapped into the POI and then we just left. We didn't even go in drawdown. But the thing is, you know, I mean, yes, we went in drawdown a little bit, but that's not the point. We didn't go above the range. That's what I mean. So the thing is, yes, in this case, we didn't go like above the range and in a big drawdown, but it's not happening like that every single time. You know, a lot of times what price will do if your stop loss is too tight is sweep you out and then continue in your initial direction, right? So you don't want to be caught in a loss because your stop loss was too tight, okay? More you reduce the stop loss size, the lowest your win rate will be. It's normal. That's how win rate and risk to ratio works. More your risk to ratio is big, so the smallest your stop loss is, the smallest your win rate will be, okay? That's why I personally prefer to have a little bit of a bigger stop loss, not huge, but I'm saying a little bit bigger, okay? That I personally place my stop loss 1 centimeter above the high exactly right here. You see, my risk to ratio is still really good. It's still 1 to 9, you know? Why would I need it to be 1 to 24, you know? Like, it's not necessary. It's not sustainable trading in the long term, you know? So you add a little bit more pips like this, so around 1 centimeter. Your stop loss is good, so you're covering your liquidity sweeps in case it happens, and you still have a really good trade. So as you can see right here, guys, this trade hits the take profit that I personally had was exactly right here. So it hit the final take profit. If your take profit was at the hourly low, technically it's still running, but at that point, guys, I would just close the trade. I don't see the appeal of holding it any longer because, you know, it's a 1 to 9. Like, you don't need a 1 to 9 risk to ratio. You know, you don't need it, okay? Like a 1 to 5, 1 to 6, it's already really good. Okay, so yeah, that was the little trade for Euro USD according to the strategy. It was a really textbook setup. Okay, so again, guys, you don't need to hold the trade until the hourly low if the risk to ratio is already crazy. You know, if you hold the trade for too long, you have the chance that right now it's really close to take profit, right? Really close. That is already at 1 to 8. Okay, really close to take profit final. Imagine you just didn't imagine you just took your partials at 103, so you just secured like 1.5% and then trade just reverse on you. What happened? You lost your other 8%. In this case, more 7%. But yeah, that doesn't make sense, you know? So that's why don't be too greedy, okay? Don't be too greedy right here, bam. You just target, for example, this POI for 1 to 6 and you're good to go. You forget about this trade and you move on. So that's why you don't want to be too greedy, okay? Okay, perfect. So this was a trade on Euro USD. Except for that, there is nothing actually else. There's actually nothing else except for this 4-hour POI above, and we're just waiting for it. So those are still the POIs that we had. There's actually nothing that changed that much. Okay, yeah. Hello guys. I hope everyone is doing well. I just trade Euro USD and GBP USD mainly from India. That's good, guys. If you want to trade only 2 pairs, okay? So for the person who just said, I just trade pairs Euro USD and GBP USD mainly, it's good, guys. If you want to focus on only 1 or 2 pairs, it's completely fine. A lot of people will tell you, focus on only 1 pair or 2. The thing is, it depends on the strategy, okay? If you're trading mostly on a lower time frame, so like you're pretty much scalping, it's important for you to only focus on 1 or 2 pairs. It's really important because you're not going to be able to manage all the pairs at the same time, you understand? But for our strategy, for example, I'm not only trading 2 pairs because that wouldn't make sense. I'm focusing more on a higher time frame, like the 4 hour for my POI mitigation, and then I can enter trade. Okay, so if I focus on only 1 or 2 pairs, I would never have any trades, because by the time it moves hourly candle by hourly candle or 4-hour candle by 4-hour candle, it's gonna take sometimes weeks before I have a POI mitigation. That's why I need to personally trade multiple pairs, so like that I can actually have good trades and more often. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, GP USD, guys, what's going on exactly right here? It's exactly the same thing as we had on the previous week, guys, on GP USD. As you can see, there's nothing that happened, there's nothing that changed. We're still pretty much consolidating in the internal structure of this range. So this is still the structure, and we're still kind of just consolidating inside of it. So nothing changed right here. The strategy is spot on. It's extremely mechanical. Yeah, I know this this strategy. It's really good. You know, it's similar to my strategy. Actually, it's pretty similar to mine. I personally, when I started learning like SMC, fractals, etc., like pretty much my strategy, I learned as well from photon trading. Like I learned from him. Like the strategy is really good. I just think that his strategy, what I personally changed from the strategy is that I wanted to simplify it a little bit. I was thinking that it's a bit, there was too much confirmations in different scenarios that I just wanted to put one scenario. But it's a good strategy. Like I know what you're talking about. Okay, guys, so GP USD, nothing else. Let's go on USD JPY. Okay, guys, so USD JPY, we tapped into a 1-hour POI that we forecasted on the previous week too. So you see right here, 1-hour POI, beautiful 1-hour POI. You see, guys, perfect. By the way, let's do, guys, today I'm in a good mood. Let's do a quick recap on how to identify POIs. Okay, because I see nice POIs right here in this range, and I think it would be a pretty good example on how to identify POIs with different scenarios. Okay, so this is USD JPY, guys. So for the person who just said I only trade USD JPY, we're gonna be doing it right now, and we have a new range, so we have something new that is pretty cool. Okay, guys, before doing the USD JPY, there's a lot of people that are asking me how to identify a valid POI. Okay, so let's do a quick example on how you can identify a valid POI. So let me delete all of this, blah blah blah. Okay. So guys, for a valid POI, we need mostly 3 confirmations. So it needs to be connected to a fair value gap or imbalance. Okay, this is the first condition. So okay, connected to a fair value gap or an imbalance. The second condition needs to be unmitigated. Okay, so bam. Then it needs to be opposite color candle. Okay, opposite color candle. Okay, so this is pretty much the 3 conditions for identifying a valid POI. Okay, it needs to be as well below the or above the 0.5% of the fib, depending if you're buying or selling, but this is according to the ranges. For the POI itself, this is the 3 conditions that it needs to be. Okay, so guys, to identify a valid POI, you need to be okay, so yeah, guys, to identify a valid POI, it needs to be connected to a fair value gap or an imbalance. It needs to be unmitigated and the opposite color candle. So let's do an example of those 3 things together. First of all, guys, we need to identify if we're bullish or bearish. In this case, we're pushing to the upside. And by the way, it's the same thing on all time frames, okay? It's not changing from 4 hours to 1 minute. It's exactly the same thing. So in this case, we're bullish. So my bullish candles are blue. So my POIs will be white, okay? Opposite color candle. So in this case, I'm going to be only looking at white candles, not the blue ones. So I'm gonna be densifying all my white candles. So I have white candles right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. Let's just focus on those white candles. Now let's go over the other conditions. It needs to be unmitigated and connected to a fair value gap or an imbalance. Let's start with the first one right here. First of all, if I take this candle, you see that it's already mitigated. So first of all, it's bad. And as well, it's not connected to any fair value gap or imbalance. Okay, so it's not a good POI. Now, if I take this area right here, let's see. So I have this white candle. Okay, this white candle, first of all, it's not mitigated. Okay, so price never came back to touch into it. So not mitigated, that's good. It's the opposite color candle. So it's white and we're bullish, so it's good. And it's as well connected to an imbalance. So the imbalance would be from this to this. As you can see, this will be your imbalance. It's connected to it. So the two boxes are touching each other, as you can see. So this is a valid POI. And let me give you one quick secret about POIs. Actually, a POI can be up to 3 consecutive same color candle. So you see right here, okay, I have only one candle, but if I add another one, it's still valid because it's still connected to the imbalance, it's still unmitigated, and they're consecutive. So in this case, your POI will be these 2 candles, as you can see right here. And why are we doing this? Like, why are we adding another or even so why are we doing this? Like, why are we adding another candle or even another candle? So up to 3, of course, is because sometimes price will come close, let's say, for example, right here to the POI, and then react from it without actually touching the POI. But if we added another candle, bam, in this case, we could have been looking for a trade. Okay, so that's why we can actually look for up to 3 candles. In this case, this is a valid POI as well, as you can see exactly right here. And in this case, this is not a valid POI. So you see, guys, this is not a valid POI for one reason. Yes, it's the opposite color candle. Yes, it's connected right here to this little fair value gap, but it's already mitigated. As you can see, price already tapped into it. So this POI is no longer valid. So in this case, the 2 POIs we have another one right here, by the way. This one is valid too. Why this POI is valid, however, is because right here we had this little fair value gap, as you can see, and it was not mitigated, but now it is. So now it's not valid. But by the time we densified it, so if, for example, we wanted to densify it right here, it was valid. And as you can see, it as well reacted. You see, we had a reaction from the POI. So that means the POI was good. And as well, it's normal that the POIs eventually will get mitigated. That's the point. It's just that we cannot enter for another trade at the same POI if it was already mitigated. If the POI was not mitigated and then we entered, perfect. But then we cannot another time re-enter. As you can see, for another try, it completely destroyed the POI and didn't have any reaction. We want the POI to be fresh. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay, so really quick thing about how to densify a valid POI. Here we tapped into the POI on the 1 hour and we left. As you can see, so we tapped into the 1 hour POI and we left without us. So what do? We can actually wait for a new range that happened right here. So we're going to take our fib from the bottom to the top and identify your POIs. So let's do a quick test on if you guys understood how to densify a valid POIs. So POIs as well needs to be below the 0.5% of the range. So if a POI is above, there's no POI here, but imagine there is a POI here, this wouldn't be valid because it's above the 0.5. If you buy too high, price will sweep you out and push lower. That's why we want the POIs to be below the 0.5. Okay, so here there's nothing on the 4 hour because look, we have a white candle right here, but it's already mitigated, you see? So it's no longer valid for a valid POI. Instead, we can go on the 1 hour. And if you go on the 1 hour, you'll find right here a 1 hour POI that is valid. And even right here, there is inducement next to it. So it's good. And there is actually nothing else. You see, so there's actually nothing else. So that's it. We only have this 1 hour POI in this range. So what do we do on USD JPY? We're going to place an alert. So price will notify on when price will get tapped in. And that's it. We just wait for the POI mitigation, 15-minute change of character, and then we'll be entering the trade. So yeah, pretty simple right here, guys. Okay, let's go on GBP JPY. So from the previous week, we had still nothing else. We just pretty much consolidated right here. It's kind of confusing what's going on right here, but basically we are bullish, but at the same time, this was really small ranges, so we still have some sells possible with a lot of inducement, but the sells are riskier than the buys. That's why they're half risk. And if not, the buys right here are all good. It's exactly the same thing, by the way, that we had on the previous week. So if we look for this, we're going to be looking for a sell. If price instead push to the downside, we're going to be looking for a buy. Okay, so it's kind of like ping pong trades right here. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I don't know why my hair is so flat, but it's fine, whatever. Okay, so let's go now on USD CHF. So USD CHF, we as well had a really good trade according to the strategy, and this trade, a lot of people caught it. Okay, guys, so a lot of people caught this trade according to the strategy, and the thing is, it was as well forecasted. Okay, it was forecasted, guys, according to the strategy. It was there, like you couldn't miss it. We talked about it on the previous live stream. So we can do a quick recap about this trade as well. So this trade, as you can see right here, okay, so as you can see right here, guys, this trade hit a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio, and it was forecasted in the free weekly outlooks that we did on the previous week, basically. So this POI was forecasted, and guys, the trade happened right here. So we're gonna do a breakdown right now. So guys, let's do first of all the analysis of what happened. So overall, we're bearish. Okay, so overall we're bearish, so we're pushing to the downside. Yes, we do have a bullish momentum right here, but for me it's still internal. Okay, it's still internal because right here this is not a valid pullback. So the range was actually from this high to this low. So in this range, then we identified the valid POIs for the sells. Okay, so we had a valid POI exactly right here on the 4 hour, and we had one above right here, but we're gonna talk about this one because this is the one that got mitigated. So bam, 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 bam. Okay, so after the POI mitigation exactly right here, you're not straight away entering the POI. Like I'm always saying, guys, you need to wait for a 15-minute break of structure or change of character to the downside. Because in this case, we're bullish and we want to sell. So it doesn't make sense to sell when the momentum is still strong to go to the upside. You're going to get stopped out. That's why we want on the 15-minute, the intermediate time frame, to change character, and then the structure will turn bearish. Like that, we can actually see that the momentum is calming down and the POI is reacting, so then we can look for our sell. So in this case, we're going to be waiting for the 15-minute change of character to the downside. Okay, so this is the low that we needed to break for now, but instead of breaking the low, let's see what happens. So we broke through the high. Okay, so now the low to break will change. Now this is the low to break, and bam, we broke structure to the downside, as you can see exactly right here. So after the 15-minute break of structure to the downside, you're going to identify your POIs. So you have a 15-minute POI here, as you can see, and you have a 5-minute POI. I'm sorry, not here. This is not a 5-minute POI. So you had a 15-minute POI here. And if you go on the 5-minute, there is nothing. And if you go on the 1 minute, this is where you're going to be finding this POI exactly right here. That in this case was as well your most extreme one. Okay, So you have two POIs, right? You have this one and this one. At the most extreme POI, you would enter straight away, but at the POI before the most extreme one, okay, at the POI before the most extreme one, I think I'm entering, yeah. But the POI before the most extreme one, you'll wait for a 1 minute break, okay? So let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, instead of pushing to our POIs, we just push down. So we're gonna extend the range. And now we have new POIs that are valid. So we have a 15-minute POI that is now here that is valid too. So let's see what's gonna happen. So, okay, still waiting. Just pushed a bit lower, okay? No new POIs in between. Okay, still waiting. There's a lot of waiting in the strategy. That's the only thing, but it's fine. Okay, so now we start pushing to the upside. As you can see, the new POI that we densified right here got completely destroyed. So no reaction whatsoever. But then we tapped into this POI that is still not the most extreme one, as you can see. But here, remember, if we wait for a 1 minute confirmation on the 1 minute time frame, you can actually look for entry before the most extreme one. So we tapped into this POI, and then if you go on the 1 minute, as you can see, and we have a 1 minute break, we can look for earlier entry. So in this case, price just pushed up. We never broke the structure. We just pushed up again right here. So now this is the low to break. And then bam, break of structure to the downside. So what are we gonna do? After the break of structure to the downside, you're going to densify your most extreme POI. In this case, you can include these 3 candles, and you're going to enter right here your stop loss, guys. This is really important. If you place it too tight, you're going to get stopped out. You don't want to get stopped out, so place your stop loss right here, 1 centimeter above the high on the 1 minute time frame. Don't place it too tight. If you place it too tight like this, you're gonna get stopped out, because sometimes there's gonna be liquidity sweeps, so you don't want to get swept. So you add a few extra pips to your stop loss like this. As you can see, this is pretty good for your stop loss like that. And then your take profit final will be at the hourly low. So as you can see, guys, this is why the trade is super powerful, because the hourly low is around a 1 to 10 risk-reward ratio. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happened for this trade. So pretty much after we broke structure to the downside right here, price straight away came back into the entry, as you can see, and then we had this candle. Okay, so we had this candle, as you can see, exactly right here. This was no news events. This was not forecasted. Okay, so according to the strategy, there was no way for us knowing that this huge candle will happen, but it happened. If this would have been news events, we would have not taken the trade because it's too risky, but it was no news events. It just happened. Okay, and it happened in our direction. So as you can see, it pushed the price down completely instantly, and then just hit the final take profit for a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio. And a lot of people in the VIP community caught it. So guys, amazing trade. But except for that, right now there is nothing much else. We just have this 4-hour POI for a half risk left to wait for, and that's it. Honestly, on USD CHF, that's it. We can now look for buys, because the range doesn't make sense to look for buys. That's why we're still looking for sells, but honestly, this is the last POI, and then we're gonna be looking for buys. Can't we not sell for USD GPY as per fundamental, because there was a talk for hike rates? So yeah, guys, for fundamentals, I personally, my strategy is not really based on fundamentals. I understand what you mean, but you cannot just, the fundamentals needs to be always paired with technicals. Like, yes, there's people that are purely trading on fundamentals, but the thing is, if you're purely trading on fundamentals, you don't really have any stop loss level, any take profit level, etc. So it always needs to be paired at some extent with technical analysis. Even if there was a talk, about, rising the interest rates and something like that, you need to pair it with the structure. And the thing is, the structure right here is pretty much all-time high bullish. I mean, the all-time high was right here in this area right here, but it's really, 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 really high. Okay, so the all-time high would be there. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the all-time high. Yeah, that's the all-time high. So the all-time high were right here. This was on the previous week, not previous week, I'm sorry, previous year. And we're really close to the all-time high right here. So I guess right now we reached a daily POI. You know, we reached a daily POI for the all-time high. So if you want to sell according to the fundamentals, etc., I could agree that right here we tapped into a daily POI. We swept all the liquidity and everything, and it would make sense to maybe just sell it right here with the stop loss above the high and targeting a risk-reward ratio like this. Would make sense, but according to my strategy, I personally focus more on the 4 hour, and the 4 hour is bullish. So I wouldn't really sell right here, because according to my strategy that doesn't make sense. And we saw something really similar on gold. When the war started, I had a 4 hour POI right here to look for a sell, and a lot of people were saying that you need to buy gold because the war, like, you know, the war started, and you know, you need to buy gold because gold will just push up with the war news. And I said, I mean, if you want to trade according to the fundamentals, you can if you want, but I personally trade based on what I see according to my strategy. So I'm having my fundamentals in the back of my mind, but I'm not actually focusing on it with the strategy. And I was saying that, yeah, right here you had a 4 hour POI for sell. According to my strategy, it says that I'm going to sell. So I'm going to sell, even if everyone was saying you need to buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. I was like, I'm going to sell because my strategy said that I need to sell. And look what happened. It pushed down, you know. So fundamentals, the thing is, it's a good as a, like, you know, it's good to pair fundamentals with technicals, but it needs to be as well according to the rules of your strategy. And right here my rule said that it's going to go down, and it reacted from this POI and went down. So, you know, that's why I'm telling you, like, I'm not a fan of selling on USD JPY, because it's not really according to my strategy, but it's based on your strategy as well. And yeah, and by the way, a talk, you know, if there is like it was just a talk, it was not a concrete decision yet. You can predict it in advance, of course, but yeah, I'm personally not a fan of it yet. Okay, so USD CHF still waiting for this sell. USD CAD, we've just been really aggressively pushing to the upside. Pretty aggressively pushing to the upside. So I'm gonna extend the range for now, and I have a new 4 hour POI right here. There is nothing on the 1 hour that is new, and the aggressive 1 hour structure, there's nothing new right here either. So yeah, this is what we have on USD CAD. AD USD, right here we had a little win and a little loss. So the win was after the 1 minute break of structure at this 15-minute POI. As you can see, it was a pretty nice win. And if you entered at the extreme POI refinement, it was a loss. That's why in the wins and losses, I have 1 win and 1 loss on AD USD. So we had a win here and a loss here, but we don't really have time to go over all the trade that happened. So I'm just going to be doing the breakdown. So right here we broke structure to the downside. Here we broke structure to the downside of the previous range too, okay, but we didn't do any like pullback to consider it a reversal yet, in my opinion. So yeah, there's no really pullback to consider this a reversal yet, but we can still look for a sell. So the range would be from this high to this low, and we can look for sells like this. There's little pullback right here that I'm looking at it, but I mean, it came close to 0.25, but it's still pretty small. It's still pretty small. So not a fan of the fact that it's so small. Not a fan. I think we'll be able to maybe trade internal here. I don't even think there is anything to do anyway. Yes, no, there is nothing to do anyway in this range. So I'm gonna be considering this as a range for now and adjust if we need later on during the week. So this is the bearish range that we have. There's no POIs above the 0.5 on the 4 hour. That's why we'll go on the 1 hour. So there's a 1 hour POI right here. I'm gonna consider it counter trend for now, as I'm not liking the pullback it did for a full trade risk. But yeah, we have a 1 hour POI here, 1 hour POI here, and we have as well a extreme, extreme 1 hour POI here, and that's pretty much it. There is pretty much nothing else. Okay, so this is all the POIs we have to look for sells on AUD USD. Don't forget to place right here your alert. Do we only wait for 1 hour and 4 hour POI before lower time frame entry? Yes, exactly. We only wait for 4 hour and 1 hour POIs. I'm not taking into consideration like 2 hours, 3 hours, 30 minutes. I'm not considering those ones. Okay, NZD USD, here we broke structure to the downside, so we have a new range. This is easy, you know. So those POIs are now too old. I'm gonna put it in red. They're now too old. This one is too old because it's outside of 2 ranges, you see. So it's too old unless price pushes up aggressively and we don't have a reversal yet. Okay, so it's too old if, for example, price pushed up, down, up, and then had all the confirmations for a reversal. You cannot look for a sell here. But if we don't have a reversal and it just pushes aggressively to the upside, you can still look for a sell here. But now we have a new range. Those POIs are fine. And 4 hour, again, there's nothing to do. So let's go on the 1 hour. And on the 1 hour, as you can see, for now, there is nothing to do either. So there is a 1 hour POI here, but it's not, I think it's already mitigated first. No, it's not mitigated, but as you can see, even if this POI right here is not mitigated, it's below the yellow line. So what does that mean? It's below 0.5, and we want the POIs to be fully above 0.5. If it's a little bit lower right here, doesn't count as valid. It needs to be fully, completely like this above the 0.5. So for now it's not valid, but if we just push a little bit more to the downside, it will eventually be. But for now it's not valid, so the only valid POIs we have are still above right here, and there is actually nothing else. Okay, and Euro GBP, I mean, right now we have a kind of a bullish momentum. So I guess we're going to be looking for some little buys. The range is still really small, but okay. We're going to be seeing how it's going to develop, because yeah, the ranges are really ugly and really small, but we're getting pretty aggressive. So that's why we can look for buys right here, because now the ranges are here and the structure is pretty aggressive. Those sells, honestly, I really think they're really old, considering the fact that we just broke down and now we're just pushing back up, but at the same time those sells are pretty old. So break to the downside. This was the previous range. Yeah, the sells just look off, in my opinion. Right here, they're really pretty old. They're counter trend because I didn't even know if we were still bearish. I'm sorry, still bullish, because we broke structure here, we broke structure here, and we reacted from this POI. So that's why there was still like this counter trend in it. I'm not really a fan of this counter trend anymore, to be honest, because of the structure. Yeah, it's still half risk, So we can keep it there, but yeah, I'm really not really a fan of the structure on Euro GBP. But if we're looking at this range, I mean, what happened? This is the range. We do not have any 4-hour POIs here. Instead, for this one, 1 hour, there is nothing else. So this is the only POI we have in this range anyway. So we can try it out. We can see how it's gonna develop. I'm gonna keep the 4-hour POI counter trend right now. Anyway, they're still far away, and we're gonna see how it's gonna develop. If we just have a lot of pullbacks, I'm just gonna delete it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it develops. And for now, we still have just this 4-hour POI. Okay, so US30, we tapped into this POI. We didn't have any entry. Instead, we just pushed to the downside. Here we have a new range. And those POIs right here are now too old. So they're outside of 2 current ranges. This is the current range. This is 1 range prior. Okay, so this is the new range that we have. We're gonna be extending the older POIs. And now we have this POI that is valid. However, there is no inducement, so just be careful about that. And there's nothing else except for a 1-hour POI right here, still without any inducement right here. Okay, so this is the 2 POIs we have on US30. S&P, we broke structure to the downside, same thing. So now this is the new range. Okay, this POI is getting really old. Okay, in this new range, we don't have anything on the 4 hours, so let's go on the 1 hour. And honestly, there's nothing else on the 1 hour either, so only have this 4-hour POI above right here and this one right here. So not the most exciting one. NAS, same thing, we broke structure to the downside, so now we have this structure like this. This is getting too old because this is the current range. This is 1 range prior. Here we don't have anything on the 4-hour either and on the 1 hour either. So really similar to S&P. I mean, it's really correlated pairs as well, so it makes sense. But yeah, nothing here either. Okay, so that's it for NAS. And for gold, guys, we still have the exact same thing that we had on the previous week. Honestly, we just pushed a little bit lower and we included this POI now, but it's still the exact same thing that we had on the previous week. So we're looking for sells on gold. Recently, there's a lot of manipulation from the market. Which reacted from Trump tweet, will it align with technical? I mean, the thing is, it's true that right now, okay, compared to before, so when personally I started trading, it was like almost 3 years ago. I mean, it was already 3 years ago, but when I personally started trading, we had a really stable market condition, you know. Yes, there was the war in Ukraine, etc., but it was calming, like it was pretty stable. The thing is, right now market conditions are crazy. That's true. Since Trump got elected on the previous year, like it all got crazy, and with everything going on in the world right now, it's even crazier. But the thing is, all strategies are impacted, like as technical and fundamental will be impacted. It's the market, you know, itself. I know a lot of people who are trading fundamental analysis, like a lot of my, you know, traders friend that, for example, people that won the award with me when I won the trading awards in Prague a few year ago, something like that. I still talk to them and they're trading fundamental analysis, and same thing, their the win rate decreased since Trump got elected, to be honest. And the thing is, maybe it's not gonna follow the technical analysis. You know, maybe it's not gonna follow the technical analysis, but we cannot predict it. And I can say the exact same thing. The manipulation can go in not your favor, even if you're trading fundamental analysis. Manipulation is everywhere in the market, so maybe it's not going to align with the technical analysis, but I've been trading the strategy every single day and every single year, mechanically from A to Z every single time that I'm doing. And yes, sometimes the trades fail, but sometimes, it helps us out. The manipulation can help us out, like for example in USD CHF. So it's kind of balancing each other, if that makes sense, so maybe it's not gonna be 100% accurate, and of course it's not as accurate than it was before because of the manipulation, like you just said, in the market, but we cannot predict it, and I'm just trading my strategy like I've been always trading it, and it still gives really, really good results. So maybe it's not gonna follow the strategy, but at the same time we cannot predict it in advance, So yeah, guys, honestly, that was pretty much it. For today's live stream. So like usually, I'm gonna be doing the giveaway right now for the free account, right? So the free 6K account on For Traders. So it's always in collaboration with For Traders, guys, that we're doing those giveaways. So yeah, let me just re-explain the rule. Rules real quick. So I think I answered to all the questions as well, by the way. Okay, so for the giveaway, really, really simple. I know a lot of people, guys, a lot of people said that picking the first 5 people that got the right answer is a disadvantage for people who actually got the right answer, but that we're not fast enough to write it. Okay, the thing is why I'm doing it, it's because there is more chances for people who wrote it first to win the account. So it's like you can be one of the first people as well that wrote the letter in first, and then you have more chances to win the account when I put your name in the wheel of names right here. Okay, so if I put your name in the wheel of names, okay, if you are in the first 5, you have 1 chance out of 5 to win. But if I put, for example, everyone who got the right answer, maybe you will be part of 10 people, So yes, the person who wrote, for example, last will have their chance to spin their name in the wheel of names. But for the person who wrote it in the first ones, you guys are disadvantaged, You actually have a disadvantage because now you're competing with more people. You understand? So it's up to you guys. I'm asking you right now, okay, what do you prefer? Okay, it's really, really up to you, because it's up to you how you want to organize the giveaway. I'm doing the giveaway every single time. It's not for me to give away, it's for you. Okay, so I'm asking you guys, do you want me to put everyone who got the right answer in the name of wheels? Everyone. So if we're, for example, 26 and there's 20 people who got the right answer, I'm gonna be putting everyone, okay? But then you will have 1 chances out of 20, okay? Or you still want to continue with the first 5 people, okay? The first 5 people, but the person who got the 6th place, the 7th place, whatever, will not be there. Okay, I can put 7 as well. If you want, we can just have the 7 as a standard. But then, guys, please don't send me messages that, oh my god, I was the next one, I wanted to win. Because a lot of people that were, for example, the 6th or the 7th are coming to my DMs after that saying, but I was the next one, you understand? And the thing is, I cannot give the account to everyone. That's the goal. I can't give the account to everyone. That's why there is a competition with the question, etc. So I'm trying to make it as clear and as how's it called, fair for everyone. So I'm asking a question, so that way people who were actually listening to the live stream have more chances to win, right? If you got the wrong answer, it's fine. You can try next week, you know, but I cannot give the account to everyone. So please don't tell me in my DMs, but I was the next one, but I was the next one. Because at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but the odds were the odds. You understand? So yeah, that's why I'm asking you guys. I see your questions, I see your answers. There's a lot of people saying 7, a lot of people saying 5. If we don't have an agreement, you know, someone said 10. So honestly, I can do 7 and we just stick with 7 every single time. That way it's something in between, you know, it's something in between. So it gives a little bit more chances to 2 people more to be in the name of wheels without restricting it too much and without putting it with a lot of people. So I can do 7 if you want, guys. Like that 7 will be in the middle between too much and too little. Okay, but then don't come to my DMs to say I was the 8th one. Okay, do next time 10. You understand? So yeah, we can do 7 because there's a lot of people saying 7, a lot of people saying 5. We can do 7. I think 7 would be good. It's in the middle between too much and 5 because usually we're doing 5. So we can do 7, but then guys, that's it. We're doing 7 every single live stream. That's it. Okay, 7 every single live stream. Okay, that way no one would be penalized. Okay, so that's it, guys. This is closed. Conversation closed. We do 7 and that's it. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna be asking a question like usually. Okay, I'm gonna be asking a question. The first 7 people, according to how I see it, according to my chat, will be placed in the name of wheels. Okay, wheel of names. Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys there. And I'm gonna be writing the question down. Okay, I'm gonna be taking my time because some people said on the previous live stream that the English was wrong. So let me make sure that the English is good this time so no one is confused with my English. Okay, so I'm writing down, guys, the question. Okay. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, so English good. Okay, English good. So okay, so this is the question. Okay, perfect. So let me just reread it again. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So guys, let's do the question. Okay, are you guys ready? So you can only answer the letter according to the answer. Okay, answer the letter according to the right answer. Be quick, don't write the full sentence, just the letter. Quick letter, bam bam, send. Okay, so the question is, we have a bearish POI outside of two current trading ranges. So the red POIs on my chart. Okay, in what situation can we still take a sell trade from it? Okay, so the answers are there. So we have a bearish POI outside of two current trading ranges. So this is the red POIs on my chart. In what situation can we still take a sell trade from it? So is it when price already reversed bullish? Is it when the price created a new range to the downside again? Is it you cannot take a trade from the POI? Or is it you can only take a trade from it if the market didn't reverse bullish yet? Okay, guys, so think about it. What is the right answer? You can only write the right answer one time. If you write something else, that's wrong. Okay, so if you Okay. Let's see, everyone. You cannot as well delete your answer. If you deleted your answer and you write something else, that doesn't work anymore. Okay, so we have a lot of answers. Okay, we have a lot of answers. Interesting. Okay. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna give you the right answer. So let me just see if we have already 7 people. So we have okay, we have already 7 people who got the right answer. Okay, so guys, the right answer, okay, the right answer exactly right here is the letter, okay, last time, okay, the letter X. The right answer is the letter X. Okay, you cannot delete your answers. If you deleted your answer, I'm gonna see who deleted the answer. Okay, so the right answer is the letter X. This is the right answer exactly right here. You can only take a trade from it if the market didn't reverse bullish yet. So it's exactly what I was talking about, guys, today. So right here, for example, we had a POI. Let's say, for example, on NAS, okay? So we had those POIs. They're outside of 2 trading ranges, okay? So if I wrote X, I already said the answer, guys, so it's too late. So this is the right answer, okay? So guys, right here, for example, what happens, okay? What happens is that we have the current range and we have one range prior to the current range. So it's outside of 2 current ranges. So 1, 2, the POI is outside. You see, it's the red POI on my chart. This is what I wrote, okay? It's outside of 2 current ranges. The thing with the reversal is that we need to break this current range, this previous range, and another break of structure right here. We need a new range right here too. Okay, so what happens is that for having a reversal, we basically need one break, pull back, another break, and this high broken too. So if we have this, so we have this break, this break, this break, we have a reversal. But imagine that we don't have this break yet, right here, this pullback and break right here. Instead, price is just really aggressively pushing to the outside. We didn't reverse bullish yet. We're still bearish. Why? It's because we don't have this break yet. So the sell POI, you can still look for a sell here if price didn't reverse bullish yet. That's it. You can still take a trade from this POI if price didn't reverse bullish yet. It was not, you need to wait another break to the downside. This is even worse because you have even less chances for price to take a trade from it. And it was not the other one that you cannot take the trade, and you cannot take a buy POI, like, because I'm talking about a sell. So that doesn't make sense. So the right answer was X. Okay. So let me see who, let me see the winners right here. So you see my thing is translated in French for some reason. I really don't know why. Okay, so this is the first person who got it right. Then we have this one. 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 I think you already wrote it. Yeah, I already wrote it. It's the same answer, so I just took your first one. There's this one. And there's this one. Wait, let me just confirm that no one before writing the answer. I'm gonna confirm it after, just to make sure that no one wrote something in double. And there is this one already wrote you, so you cannot write another answer. Okay, so in this case, I don't think we have 7 people who got the right answer. We have this one. So 1, 2, okay, 3, 4. I'm just verifying that no one, this one they already wrote it, so it's the same thing, so I'm not considering you twice. This one, fine, it's good. This one never wrote something else before either. Nope. Okay, so I think that's it. You change your answer. So your first answer was U. Now you change to X. That doesn't count. It's only the first answer that counts. Okay, so we have only 6 people in the wheel of names. That's fine. You just have more chances to win, guys. So let's see who will be the lucky winner for this giveaway. Okay, so we have this person right here who won the giveaway, as you can see. So let me just open your channel so you can recognize yourself. So this person exactly right here, you are the lucky winner for the giveaway. To claim your prize, it's really simple. You just need to send me a message on Instagram proving me that this is your YouTube channel by a recording of your dashboard or a screenshot or whatever. And yeah, you just write to me on Instagram. My Instagram is in the caption, if you want, in the description, or you just write my username right here and you're gonna find me. I'm the only verified account on Instagram with my username. Be careful with scams, but I don't think there's scams that much on Instagram, but still be careful. So yeah, just send me a message on Instagram or on Discord, but Instagram is fine. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today. If you have any additional question, don't hesitate to send me a message on Instagram as well. I'm replying to everyone. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, like I said, just text me, and if not, we're gonna see each other next Saturday for another weekly outlook. So yeah, guys.